Welcome everybody.
This is the Midday Show. 97.5.
والد الله على الايام، صوته يذكرني بالايام 30 سنه. يوم الخميس كان اول يوم ويك اند ياخذني على الراديو ستيشن، على الاذاعه. أنا بتذكر الريحة، الاستوديو، التكنولوجي والبورد قدامنا وكل المبسيديات كانوا هول الكبار، ال ديز، اللونج بلاينج ديسك، وعنده فريق كامل وكل واحد في مكانه يعطيه أمور والله كنت فخور فيه. أنا بالنسبة لإلي أحلى صوت في الشرق الأوسط in my opinion. هاي أبو جورج، الله يطول عمره.
Morning. It certainly was. Starting off the show today, this is the Midday Show with إلياس, right here on QBS Radio 97.5, live from Doha. Well, I first arrived in Qatar 37 years ago on the auspicious date of 7/7/77. So that wasn't planned, but we thought that was very auspicious for me and my pregnant wife who arrived in the country on that date. I'd been invited by the Ministry of Information at the time to come and take over the English section of the radio station. They wanted to develop it, to advance it, and I saw this was a tremendous opportunity after I'd worked in the media in several countries, including Lebanon and Italy and Cyprus and Australia. So I thought this was a tremendous opportunity to come here and to do what I love and do what I like to think I do best, and that is radio and television. And that's what I did. I took over the English section of the radio station, and in several short months we were recognized as the #1 station in the Gulf. Today I'm happy to say that I've become a radio presenter, a television presenter and television newsreader, and that's what I do at the present moment, and I must say it's very fulfilling, very satisfying. And I remember when my wife and I first arrived in Qatar back in 1977. It was a peaceful country, not many cars, not much traffic, and we made friends quickly. And of course, people ask me about why we've stayed so long. Well, when you're newly married, like I was, and the babies start arriving, then it's very hard to uproot yourself, firstly. And secondly, my wife and I truly believed that this was a great country to bring our children up in. It was safe. God protect this country. And the babies started arriving. They started growing up. They started loving the place. They went to good schools. We belonged at the time to the Doha Club, which is no longer there now. But it was a great place to meet friends, to be with friends. Great facilities for the children. Pools and tennis and whatever. Well, we have 4 children, 2 of each, which is a nice balance. 2 of them were born here. The 2 girls were born here. The last child, a girl, was born in the new women's hospital, and the 2 boys were born overseas, one in America and one in Lebanon. So we're a truly international family, and we've tried to bring up our children to understand the internationalness of Qatar, and happily enough, they've grown up to be very broad-minded, educated, happy adults.
شوف أنا بقدر أقعد معاك ومعاكم وأخبركم من اليوم لبكرة عن الأيام في قطر من زمان. بس الأشياء اللي بتذكرهم أنا هارديز على شارع أبو عمور أكيد، نادي الدوحة، دوحة كلاب، فالكن كلاب، أيام السنتر والتاكو بيل. كان أيام حلوة في قطر وكله موجود، كله موجود، مطاعم، سينما، حدائق، كله موجود. بس ما كان في الاماونت، الكوانتيتي مثل هالايام. واحلى ايام عندي في قطر اكيد في المدرسه في دوحة انجلش سبيكينج سكول. ف انا بشكر البلد وبشكر شعب البلد، لانه بحس حالي من البلد، لازم احس حالي من البلد. 24 سنه في قطر وان شاء الله يزيدهم كمان. بس اصحابي انا وصغير للان كمان اكثريه اصحابي قطريين. وايش تعلمت منهم؟ الايمان اول شيء، الكرمه، واحد يكون كريم، هاي شيء جيد للكاركتر نفسيا. الحب للبلد، وكمان الطولة البال. فهاي اشياء، بس 3-4 اشياء، في اكثر من هيك. بس اكثرية اصحابي قطريين وانا بشكر ربي يعني انه لي الشرف انه اكون في هالبلد، من هالبلد، واصحابي من هالبلد كمان. والحمد لله انا مستانس مبسوط. فأنا بديت في مجال التصوير الأفلام من 8 سنين، وبديت مع عالم، مع بروفيشنالز من برا، من بريطانيا، من أمريكا، وجوا على قطر تيصوروا. بس الآن أنا executive producer مع Innovation Films. وهاي موضوع غير كليا عم نشتغل مع أجانب. الحين والآن عم بشتغل مع مواطنين قطر، مع قطريين، وإلي الشرف وعم بتعلم منهم، من أخونا أحمد الباكر، من محمد الحمادي، من خالد الجابر. ف these people are my executive bosses. والجو الشغل نفس جو الشغل اللي أنا اشتغلت مع الأجانب في مجال التصوير، وهاي شيء حلو. فهاي علمني إنه واو، بقطر قطريين they're very talented. وهاي مكاني، أنا مكاني بقطر مع هالشركة، مع القطريين، وإن شاء الله أنا عم ساعدهم مثل هني عم بيساعدوني في مجال التصوير.
One of the finest places in Qatar is the 7-kilometer-long Corniche. It is from here where I'm going to be taking a traditional dhow ride.
To my mind, it is a visionary leadership from way back, and then Father Amir, and today, of course, His Highness Sheikh Tamim and Her Highness Sheikh Hamad. It's a visionary leadership. They have a vision for this country, and actually it's called the 2030 vision, and we can see it step by step how this country is advancing, is developing, based on technology, based on knowledge, based on top-class universities that have been established here, and happily we started seeing students coming from overseas to study at these universities instead of what we usually saw at the beginning, where Qataris went out to universities overseas to get an education. The time now, it's exactly midday on the Midday Show.
97.5 Qatar Radio.
There's no doubt that my professional career has advanced and has profited from my presence in Qatar. I've learnt a lot. Just as a side story here, I've met a lot of people, a lot of international figures that I would never probably have met. I met the late Prime Minister of Britain, Margaret Thatcher, when she was here. And I interviewed her for my television show, which I had running at the time, called Be My Guest. And also on that show, I had many other well-known figures like the German Chancellor at the time, actresses who came through, authors, Zbigniew Brzezinski, who was the National Security Advisor to President Carter. They all came through. They all came onto my show because it was the only show. There was no satellite television at the time. So it was just the English news and that my show that figured, even at that time, the important figures coming into Qatar. I also remember in '79, because of my position in the radio station and in Qatar, I won't deny it, I was able to be invited. I was invited to meet the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh on their yacht, the Britannia, which was berthed at Doha port, and that was a thrill for me and my wife at the time, something we will never forget. So even from that time, with these VIPs coming to Qatar to visit and to meet with officials here, Qatar began to take its place slowly but surely as an important nation in the area. And from then on, and over the years, of course, it has become a nation that plays its role very effectively internationally, whether it's politically or in the sports field or in the economic field. Qatar has certainly made its mark. And at the end of it all, I'd just like to say that it's been a privilege and a pleasure for me to be in this country, a source of pride even for my family and I to have spent all these years in Qatar, more than 37 years. Qatar has been good to us. It's given us a great environment in which to live and thrive. And I like to think that I've contributed something, however modest, to this country. Our connections with this country are strong. My son and his family are here. My other members of the family go and come. And what else can I say except that it's been a wonderful journey for me.